Okay, hello Duel Links community, this is Mournful. I am the player who released the super cheap Pegasus farm deck last week. I've been meaning to make a video tutorial showing players how to effectively use it and kind of updating the deck list slightly, but I've been really busy the past week, so I'd like to apologize for that. I'll see if I can record a video for that deck, and then another deck which I think is, in my opinion, the most optimized Pegasus farm deck within the next couple days before the event's over. Again, I'm really sorry they're so late, but what I have here today is two decks which I put together in preparation for the Yugi Muto event, which I believe is returning on May 2nd. So this is for new players to get a head start in prepping for the event, since this is an event where you want to have your deck ready at the beginning of the event, unlike Pegasus where you can just bank your chips, since you want to be farming Yugi Muto every time he farms up. So I'm releasing these deck lists ahead of time. I'm reasonably sure they should work out. I haven't gotten a chance to play test them, obviously, since we don't have the event running right now. But I will update the deck list again when the event comes out if people are running into consistency issues. And I'm receiving feedback that part of the deck doesn't work well or something like that. So, but for now, I highly recommend new players to try to farm these cards ahead of time. So that way when the event hits, they'll be ready. So this is the level 30 deck that we have here. It's going to use a slightly similar concept. Again, we're going to be using Unhappy Girl. I think it's the cheapest, easiest deck you can put together for new players. It's honestly your best option. If you're a new player, definitely try to pull 3 Unhappy Girls if you can. The main threats that we need to watch out for in this level 30 deck are Gandora, the Dragon of Destruction, and Labyrinth of Nightmare, which can switch Unhappy Girl into defense position. So the two cards I recommend you use for Labyrinth of Nightmare are Remove Trap, which you can get from Duel School, and Malice Dispersion, which is from the new pack. It's a normal card, so it should be pretty easy to pull, unless you get really unlucky. But yeah, these are should be your two go-to cards. And then I have a list of other cards here you can use instead if you have access to any of these. A lot of these are really inconsistent, so I'd recommend against most of these unless you absolutely have to. The ones I would recommend are Remove Trap and Malice Dispersion, which are the two that we have in the deck list. Storm, which you can get from farming Odeon. Wild Tornado, which is from Valkyrie's Rage. And then I guess Twister. But Twister does have a life point cost, which is something we'd like to avoid, since we're not actually going to be locking down his side of the field. So the way this deck is going to function is you're just going to have Unhappy Girl just sit there. You're not actually going to be attacking because we want to avoid running into Sphere Kribo. And then we'll pop 1 Abyssal Designator for Gandora early, unless you're able to draw Ikaboon early on, and then you can set Ikaboon in preparation for Gandora. If you're afraid of Toy Magician destroying Ikaboon, there's a couple cards you can use in response. So the Shadow of Eyes and Spell of Absorbing Life are both good against Toy Magician, as is Destruction Gemmer. So these will protect your back row if you've got something like Ikaboon or House of Adhesive Tape set. And then you can run Ikaboon or House of Adhesive Tape to clear Gandora when that hits the field. And then I think that's really the only big threat for this deck. And then we're going to be running 3 Abyssal Designators. You can pop 1 early for Gandora if you feel unsafe, and if he has a full field and it's been a while, and you're reasonably sure he's going to be drawing it pretty soon. But other than that, you want to save most of them until the last turn and then pop it, just to clear out any Sphere Kribos he has remaining. At one point in the duel, you probably want to have a second Unhappy Girl or a Raime out, and then attack into him and try to burn 1 Sphere Kribo that way. So that way you can get rid of all 3 before the last turn, because I believe that they updated the AI so that it uses Sphere Kribos on Gravekeeper's Vassal now. I'm not sure, not 100%. Somebody else can confirm, maybe. But they did the AI update after the last turn we had this event, so I'm not really sure if Yugi still has the old AI or not. But we'll find out when the event hits, and then we can make changes accordingly if we need to. But other than that, this is going to be the same as the Pegasus deck. We're going to be using Magician's Unite on Gravekeeper's Vassal, and then double Gift of the Martyr to try to hit 5k effect damage. And this deck should get 7,000 assessment points. And then here we have a level 40 deck, and this one does require Holy Guard, because his monsters are going to be getting pretty big. You need to lock them down. There's two cards you need to watch out for this level 40 deck, which are Dark Red Enchanter, which can discard your cards, and Magical Blast, which he'll start spamming once he gets down to 2 cards left in his deck. So for Magical Blast, we just have Spell Absorption. This is from Chaotic Compliance, I believe. And then this will pretty much just negate Magical Blast. You're not going to have to worry about it at all. You can just run 1 copy. You don't really need 2. 2 is just for consistency. And then for Dark Red Enchanter, what you ideally want to do is lock it down with Unhappy Girl, and then flip it face down with Murmur of the Forest, or if you have it ready for intercepting, but that is an Ultimate Rising card, so by restrictions I'm not going to have it in this default deck list. But if you do have ready for intercepting, I highly recommend you add it in. This is a really useful card against his level 40 deck list. And then if he does end up discarding cards, we've got Pot of Benevolence to recycle cards back into our deck if it's something important like Gift of the Martyr. Jar of Greed's here just to try to keep in draw power, but honestly he's going to deck out way faster than us, and he's going to start spamming Magical Blast, so you really don't need Jar of Greed here. You don't need 2 Pot of Benevolences, you can probably just run 1, and you don't need 2 Spell Absorption, you can run 1. So that's 3 slots in this deck that you can replace with other defensive cards if you're uncomfortable, like Windstorm or Curse of Anubis, or whatever you feel like adding. It's really up to you. And then for both of these decks, if we run into the problem where his monsters are too big, or he doesn't have any monsters into attack position, we'll probably add in Cross Attack. Since Magician's Unite will get Gravekeeper's Vassal to 3,000 attack, which is the same as Blue Eyes, which will allow it to attack directly. If you're going for 10k damage, I highly recommend using this card. But for 5,000, I don't think we'll need it. I think we should be fine. We can add it in later when the event hits if we need it, but for now, just try to focus on farming up these cards. And then hopefully when the event hits, you'll be able to farm your Union attack and start farming 10k damage instead of 5k. So best of luck to everybody still trying to pull their Unhappy Girls, etc. And then hopefully when the event hits, you'll find farming success. So thank you for watching.